I'm Dazzling One, and this week I'm just going to be discussing some random things that have been happening in the news in the last month or so. And I just started back up school, so I'm going to be a lot busier than I was this summer. And even this summer, I had so much on my plate. I thought I'd have a lot of downtime, and I was wrong about that. So with that all said, the first story I want to discuss is the killing of Cecil the lion. Now, it is atrocious when people hunt animals for sport or game. And what is even more frightening about this story, by the reaction of many, is that more people are upset over the death of the lion than they are over the millions of babies aborted a year. And it's just kind of a given now that more people value the life of an animal over the life of another human being. And we've been conditioned by society to feel that way. And with that all said, the president of Planned Parenthood's first name happens to be Cecil, and then her last name Richards. So that's another interesting connection to draw there. So something else strange that resulted from the death of this lion is that an artist in New York City by the name of Andrew Jones decided to raise awareness about endangered species, which is a good topic to be aware of. But at the end of his show, he portrayed images of the Hindu goddess Kali on the Empire State Building. And his reason behind this was she was the perfect example of Mother Nature because she represents power, time, change, transformation, and destruction. And with that, many have pointed out that once again we're seeing idolatry play out in front of us. And we saw this on May 1st of 2013 in occupied Portland on May Day, or the supposed founding day of the Illuminati. So that's another just eerie thing as well. And just a month ago, there was the Baphomet statue erected in Detroit, Michigan. So we see constant idolatry taking place in this country. And that leads me into the next story, which was that in East Vancouver, there was a pregnant devil statue that was put up randomly. And according to the Van City Buzz, on Thursday, the statue was found on the top of Jean Cafe at the Main and Kingsway intersection. This devil, naked once again, appeared to be female, with one hand in the air and the other to its pregnant belly. However, the pregnant devil lady no longer reigns over Mount Pleasant. The city was, as usual, quick to bring it down and had it removed Thursday night. Georgia Strait contributor Michael Mann was quick to snap photos and post them on Twitter before the statue was removed. In December 2014, the city removed a similar art piece that was put up in East Van neighborhood. A red Satan statue featuring an erected penis stood on a pedestal in Grandview Woodlands. Soon after, it was removed. A petition was launched to have the statue reinstalled. So it's just interesting that, once again, you see another nude satanic statue out there, and it just goes to show, this was in Canada, but even in the United States, there is a lot of idolatry going on. Some of it could be pranks and just people trying to be mischievous, while some of it could also be people who are serious about all of this idol worship. So another just bizarre and sick story was in Florida, there was triple murder tied to witchcraft and a blue moon. So according to the Washington Post, the murders of a Florida woman and her 2 adult sons are being investigated as a ritualistic killing connected to recent blue moons. Von Seal Smith, 77, John William Smith, 49, and Richard Thomas Smith, 47, were found dead near Pensacola, Florida, on July 31st, 3 days after police said they were slain. Police checked the home after a co-worker of Richard Thomas Smith at the Department of Homeland Security reported him missing. Richard Thomas Smith was shot in the head. All 3 victims were beaten with a claw hammer and had their throats slit. The elements of this case are odd at best, Escambia County Sheriff David Morgan said at a news conference as Reuters reported. We have a very reclusive family. Obviously, we've canvassed the neighborhood, spoken to people who've lived there for years and years. Neighbors have related to us that they've never met members of this family. Though authorities did not go into much detail, they described the killings as related to witchcraft and are investigating a person of interest which ties to witchcraft. It appears that this might be connected to some type of Wiccan ritual killing and possibly tied to the blue moon, Escambia County Sheriff Office spokesman Sergeant Andrew Hobbs told NBC News. So, once again, you see these bizarre killings, bizarre murders, and then again, another just saddening thing was Morgan Freeman's step-granddaughter, age 33, was killed due to a quote-unquote exorcism. Police responding to a 911 call at about 3 a.m. found 33-year-old Edna Hines lying on the street with multiple stab wounds to the chest. She was pronounced dead at Harlem Hospital. Police arrested 30-year-old Lamar Davenport at the scene in front of Hines' apartment on West 162nd Street and later charged him with second-degree murder. Police said Davenport was in a relationship with Hines. In a statement issued by Freeman, he said, "The world will never know her artistry and talent and how much she had to offer." And then, of course, in another report, George Hadaku, who witnessed the murder from his third-floor apartment and called 911, said that Davenport screamed, "Get out, devils! I cast you out, devils! In the name of Jesus Christ, I cast you out," as he attacked Hines. The girl was making a lot of noise screaming, Hadaku told the Post, adding, "I called 911. I was begging them to come." Post reported that police officers had to physically restrain Davenport from continuing his attack and further brutalizing Hines' lifeless body. A police source told the Post that the suspect was still making a stabbing motion with his arm, but he had nothing in his fist. The knife was jutting out of her chest. So, once again, you see, crazy guy, more conditioning to make Christians and those who believe in God, Satan, angels, demons look like a bunch of nut jobs and radicals. This guy killed this girl, and she just happens to be 33, which is a popular number among Freemasons, and she died just around 3 a.m. Once again, the witching hour sounds ritualistic. Some people are linking it to Illuminati sacrifice. Could be. It's just all very strange when you put it all together. And then another just bizarre story I wanted to share that I came across was a senior citizen found lying dazed and confused at a roadside in Mexico claimed a UFO tried to abduct him. Francisco Acosta Tostado, 68, told authorities he was riding his bike on a state highway when the alien aircraft ran him over and attempted to kidnap him. Local reports said he was discovered in a prone position in bushes on the side of the road, seriously injured and completely out of his mind. A photo taken when he was discovered shows Tostado with blood on his shirt, and according to a police report, he was found with a deep gash in his head. The incident occurred last month in the city of Paso de Ovejas in Veracruz, Mexico, reported La Voz de Houston. Policarpio Carvajal was driving along the road when he spotted Tostado lying on the side of the road and instantly alerted emergency services. Tostado was taken to a local hospital in nearby La Antigua for treatment. State police officers from Cardel attended the scene, and Tostado was transferred to the regional hospital at Cardel. So that's just another bizarre story. But then just some things and just general news that have happened lately. So there was the chemical blast in China, which some people are saying were not just a mere accident, and there were toxic concerns behind them. And right now the death toll is at 114, and it's rising, and there's still 70 people missing. And then, of course, there was also a deadly blast of rocks in Thailand, its capital, and it was close to a shrine in the center. And the death toll right now is as high as 27. So, also, the last thing I want to discuss, because I've been talking about a lot of negativity, and this isn't really much better either, because everything I've talked about has had the theme of death and everything else. But AT&T also helped the NSA spy on the internet on a vast scale, according to New York Times. And you've probably heard this story, but AT&T's cooperation involved a broad range of classified activities according to the documents, which date from 2003 to 2013. AT&T has given the NSA access through several methods covered under different legal rules to billions of emails flowed across its domestic networks. It provided technical assistance in carrying out a secret court order permitting the wiretaping of all internet communications at the United Nations headquarters, a customer of AT&T. The NSA's top-secret budget in 2013 for the AT&T partnership was more than twice that of the next largest such program. According to the documents, the company installed surveillance equipment in at least 17 of its internet hubs on American soil, far more than its similarly sized competitor Verizon, and its engineers were the first to try out new surveillance technologies invented by the eavesdropping agency. One document reminds NSA officials to be polite when visiting AT&T facilities, noting that is a partnership, not a contractual relationship. So it's just interesting, but it's not really surprising that there was this partnership going on. AT&T monitoring internet traffic with the NSA. As you can see, anything you post, any text you send, even anything you write down, easily can be seen by the government. And a lot of people are talking about Windows 10 having more spy capabilities for them to be able to spy on you, which I believe you don't even have to put anything on your OneDrive or on your iCloud or any of that. They can still see it, they can still find it. So that's pretty much all of the random news I wanted to talk about. I know it was a broad range of things. Like I said, we live in a crazy world, and a lot of bizarre things are going to happen, part of life, but also I do believe some of it could be leaning towards signs of the times of being the end. But like I said, I hope that you enjoyed this video, that you found this information useful, and have a wonderful week. Take care, and Yahweh bless you.